statewide film festival. That has to be a huge step in this overall development of the product, wouldn't you say?
I'm so excited about it. It's been, a lot of work to get to this point. I'm just happy that, we have a film festival here in Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City, that is big time enough to be able to host an event, especially considering just everything that's going on right now. I think, talking with the producers of the festival, I think they have a very open mind about how to pull an event like this off and are creative. And you might expect that from a group of filmmakers, but they're being creative. And it seems to me like what I've been told, this is going to be one of the best festivals they've ever had. I don't know if you guys knew this, but this is the 20th anniversary of the Deadcenter Film Festival in Oklahoma City, and so it continues to grow. I think last year we had over 35,000 people attend the festival over a 3-day period, and so that kind of gives you an idea of the scope of this thing, and it's just really awesome to be able to headline the event. It's an honor. I got to tell you, it's a huge honor.
Chris, as you know him this moment, give us the nuts and bolts of this. How can I watch it? Do you know when it's going to be on? I know it's online. How do we go about that?
So, I think they're officially announcing everything tomorrow. We found out about it happening on our end just like a day or two ago because they announced that Eddie was going to have. It kind of gave us away. They'll have all the other films that are going to be in the festival will be announced tomorrow. And with that, then it is a little different. Okay, so the festival is going to be, instead of a 3-day festival like it's been in the past, it's happened over a weekend, they're extending it to 10 days and doing a lot of virtual screenings. And so basically, it's my understanding that you'll be able to watch the films kind of whenever you want. Okay, if that makes sense. And so audiences can do one of two things. One is they can buy a festival pass, which I believe is $100.
Yes.
And that will get you a pass to the entire festival and all the screenings and everything that comes along with it. But then I also know that I believe individual tickets are going to be on sale as well. So if you just wanted to watch our movie, for instance, I believe those tickets are going to be available for $10. And so I know that will be an option that a lot of people want. Now here's the caveat to that. And I don't know, I'm not in charge of this, but this is just kind of what I've been told, and I think it might actually be subject to change. But as of right now, what I know is that I believe there are a certain amount of so-called like seats or whatever whenever you go to watch something virtually. So I guess theoretically it could sell out, and I do know that people with like the all-access pass, those people are going to have first dibs. So it's something to consider. I'm not telling everyone to go out and spend $100 or whatever, but I just want to make it clear that as far as I know, that is a possibility.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing, Chris, too, just from the website, was they said with those individual tickets, what they usually do is they go on sale like 30 minutes before your showing of that movie. So I guess if people were to hop on 30 minutes or even I would get there a little earlier, and whether that's going to be, going to their website or whatever, which they'll make clear, I'm assuming that you would hop on 30 minutes ahead of time. You grab your tickets because, like you said, they're in a limited fashion for those individual seats. And yes, I think you're right. It could actually theoretically sell out. So you need to be able to find your individual ticket, watch it, and again, if it's the case that it's going for 10 days, so those people that may not see it on the first day can get back in, I guess, the second day and do the same thing. Is that kind of how you've heard it?
Yeah, it's so weird. And so I guess I think that's right. I will do my best. Okay, I'll tell everybody out there listening right now. I and my team, we're going to do our best to really communicate how and when you can watch. I obviously realize, and we all realize, that there are a lot of people out there that want to watch this movie. And so we'll do our best, especially leading up to the event, to get that information out the best we can. But it's just been great to be able to finally tell people, especially Oklahoma State people, that this is happening, and they're going to be able to watch it in June. And it just makes me really, really excited, and to be able to headline the festival is a huge honor. I think we're the first kind of local film to ever do that, and so it's a nice comment for the state of filmmaking in Oklahoma, and it's a comment on this movie and hopefully how good it is.
Take us behind the scenes a little bit on. I'm assuming that the people at this festival, at least one or two or a committee, has seen this, thus
right.
Just felt like this is better than anything we've seen, so we're going to headline it. I mean, is that simplifying it, or is that exactly how it was done?
No, you're not. You're pretty on the money there. So we submitted the film to the festival, and it was screened. I believe they had over 1,600 films submitted, and I think they took 140. You might want to fact check me on that.
That's correct.
They have a jury, a screening selection committee, if you want to call it that, and so like I said, it's just fantastic. I think it makes a lot of sense for everyone involved. I mean, this is not only a film about a sports icon, but and an Oklahoma sports icon, but this is also a bit of Oklahoma history. It makes a lot of sense for them to want to promote the movie, and it makes a lot of sense for us to want to share it on this platform.
And you're not a crystal ball reader, but I mean, the process is this, and we can hope that an ESPN would see this, or Netflix, or Hulu, or this is the showplace. This is the marketplace.
Right, it's certainly one of them. Now, I'll tell you that we have already, just in our kind of back channel connections, have already sent it to all of those places plus some, and so we are currently working to try to get a deal for a broader audience, obviously, across the country, and one that could show up in your home, say if it were to stream on Netflix or something like that. So that's the end goal for this. But this is a great first step. We are certainly going to brag about it because that's going to help us. And I'm just really anxious for people around here to be able to watch the film and to be able to share in it. That's the only bummer, is that I would love to be there with people in the theater and have that experience. I think it's a very visceral kind of emotional experience watching a movie with a group of people. So I would love for something like that to happen. But this is great too, and I'll try to be as active as I can on social media and interact with the audience and fans, and try to answer as many questions as I can. And yeah, I just hope people enjoy the film. I really do.
Hey, Chris, I thought I
actually.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason. You go.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Well, obviously you'd love to be there in theater. The fact that you are trying to get possibly through Netflix or Hulu streaming sites already. How much do you think that aspect that this is going to be streamed originally possibly gives those companies a feel for what type of reaction they can get from people who are just watching it at home? Yeah,
I definitely think that anytime it's kind of like marketing, right? So the fact that we're headline, not only in the festival, but billed as the headliner, and hopefully we could add some awards to it or something like that. I think that is it can't do anything but help. It's kind of a case study, and it kind of proves something, right? And so I definitely think that it's a big win. It's a big win for the movie, and I'm really happy about it.
Does this open the door to other festivals, Chris?
That's a great question. think that we, especially considering the current climate of how things are, I think we're just going to do this one. Don't lock me in on that, but that's kind of my gut feeling, especially since we've already got it in front of other people. I just think that this festival is kind of perfect, kind of a perfect fit. And so I don't really know if we're going to be doing much more. Most of the festivals are just it's all just so messed up right now, and so I don't know if we would benefit by doing anything else, frankly, considering that we've already laid the groundwork with a lot of the networks. We're on their radar, I know, and so I'm hoping to be able to have a conversation with you guys in the next couple of weeks, telling you, hey, Netflix bought the thing, and so here's how it looks now.
Yeah.
So it is kind of an ever-evolving situation. As of right now, this is going to be it.
It seems like too that this, from what I've heard, this film is almost even past the festival stage. I mean, I know a lot of you enter films and festivals a lot of times to kind of get a groundwork of what people might think of it, and then you might win the occasional award. And it kind of brings up, I thought I had seen at one point that you guys had been involved with Deadcenter before, whether that was 2017 or 2018. I think somewhere in the short film category. Is that correct? And I didn't know if that was for Eddie as well, or if that was different.
No, so me and my business partner, his name is David Tester. We have a company called 1577 Productions in Oklahoma City. I actually did my first short documentary on a completely different subject. It was about a very charismatic free-range pig farmer in Winoka, Oklahoma.
I'm hooked already.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And so I entered that short film. That was only about a 15-minute long film, and but it won, and it won its category at the film festival. And then two years later, David and I did a movie called Butch: The Legend of Langston, which documented a guy at Langston University. His name was Butch, and kind of told his story. It was very kind of very sweet story, and that film won as well. So we do have 2 wins under our belt at this particular festival. So there was a relationship there. They knew our work, and so. But this film here is on a different scale, as you guys know. I mean, this is my first feature-length film, meaning it's over 60 minutes long, and so this is kind of this is the big one, I guess.
Do you get any kind of feedback from, you call them the jury, but anybody on the jury? Have you talked to them and they said such and such and such about this film? Any kind of verbal feedback at all? Just a little. I don't know all of the people on the selection committee. I do know, obviously, just being in the business, a few of the folks over there, and I just kind of talked. But I haven't gotten any sort of I haven't gotten anything other than we just love the movie. I haven't heard back much more detail than that, which is super sweet, super nice, and I love that. But no, they haven't really told me anything other than that they really like it, and they like it enough to have it kick off the festival. And so, it's pretty cool.
Hey, Chris, it's not wrong to answer this one, but does this kind of in a way hope for you personally maybe that it kind of launches your career even into the next step, wherever that might be in filmmaking?
So I think that that's a possibility. I would tell everyone out there, especially your younger audience listening, I'm 42 years old, and this is my first ever feature, and a lot of people might consider that to be a late bloomer. I would argue that with them. But I just think that, if you have a passion and if you have something that you want to go get, I would just challenge everyone to go and try to do it, whatever that might be. I don't think it's ever too late. I feel like I have personally many more years of high quality work in me. You know, one thing, I was talking to Coach Self up at KU whenever we met with him and interviewed him, and we were talking about Eddie. And, you know, whenever he came to Oklahoma State in 91, and Coach Self was an assistant on that staff, he just kind of made the off remark, like, man, those first few years at Oklahoma State, Coach Sutton was just in his prime. He was absolutely in his prime. He was never better. This is what Coach Self said. And we were talking about something different, but I related personally to that a lot, because Coach was a little older than me than I am now whenever he came to Oklahoma State. And to hear how Eddie was in his prime whenever he made it to Stillwater has kind of given me, like, in the back of my head, I feel like I'm kind of in my prime. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I feel like I've got a lot of years left, and I hope to. I will be honest. I really do enjoy sports and telling sports stories. I think it's kind of tailor made. I mean, I grew up playing sports all my life, and just happened to really get into art and music and film, and just kind of work at it, you know. And so I hope to continue down this path. Like I said, if there are other sports stories out there, I think I could potentially be a good fit. And this will definitely allow people to see my work and to see the storytelling style, and if it would work for their particular story. So I'm hopeful for the future. I'll be honest, I'm kind of ready to go outside and start filming again, and pick the career back up. Yeah, I think this could be a great thing.
Now, you're going to let us know, though, right, about any updates, because that's the next thing, you know, and you may have, and Patrick stays in touch with the actual film festival itself, but I think that's going to be the next round of questions, you know, when. What do I have to do? How much is it going to cost? Can I see it for 10 days? Can I see it for whatever it is? I think the X's and O's are now going to be along that line. So when you get information, just let me know. We'll get you back on.
That sounds great. And I will say, too, that, and Patrick, you might have read this. They're actually thinking about doing perhaps some drive-in movie theater, drive-in stuff.
Really?
That's right. Huh.
Which could be super, super cool. I would be way into that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, there's more exposure too. And hey, Chris, real quick before we let you go, we're gonna have Corey Williams on next with Tom. I gotta ask. Awesome. I'm assuming you've seen the first two parts. You may not have, but the first two parts of the Michael Jordan documentary. I gotta ask you, as a filmmaker yourself, what you think of how well that was put together so far, and you know, does that inspire you too to maybe work your way to even that level someday? Maybe, you know, obviously that's one hell of an athlete that they're talking about, but at the same time, it's got to have some inspiration involved in filmmaking.
So I've been inspired, or I was inspired by the entire 30 for 30 series. It kind of made me want to do this. Actually, I know we're probably short on time, but really what got me going was, do you guys remember Ken Burns' baseball series? Yep. That really kind of made me want to do this. And so, but I'm going to blow you away. I have not seen the first two episodes of The Last Stand.
Oh, wow.
And I'll be honest, my emotions are so kind of crazy right now with the movie and the film and wanting it to get out. I don't know, man. It was like I'm not like, it gives me a little anxiety. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know why. And take that for however it is. I'm just not. I just didn't feel like it. Sunday. I'm probably gonna dive in and catch up because I'm very much interested in this subject matter. But I stayed away this weekend and just kind of chilled and watched other things.
Well, keep us posted though, Chris, on the procedure. You know, you got my number, so just text me and we'll pass it along and get you up going. But hey, so far so good. That's the first good news we've been able to throw out there, and hopefully it's the start of even better news.
Well, thank you guys so much, and Tom especially. I just appreciate all your support always. The entire Oklahoma State family and everyone in Stillwater. I just really appreciate it, and I know you guys have my back and our back, and so it's a great feeling to know that you have people cheering for you and just wishing the best. So I really appreciate it, guys.
Well, congratulations on the first step there. We'll talk again soon, I promise.
All right, sounds good to me.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so again, also you can follow at Eddie Sutton Film on Twitter. They post all their updates on that. He keeps that account going up to date very, very much so. So that's something you can follow too. Awesome interview right there.